Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Backpack Trader Training Room for Thursday, January 12th, 2023. Please note the required risk disclosure. This room is for educational and information purposes only. It is not to be considered individual financial advice. Trading of this type carries significant risks and should only be attempted with risk capital, i.e., funds that you can afford to do without. All right. YM is in a long, but that is still a valid get in sync, and it also has a potential short. Although the get in sync long is actually, the short is canceled, so the get in sync long is will be our possible trade in a minute or so, a little over a minute. Crude is POQ. Now we have a new short at 184. We still have the long at 201, and we still have a minute plus to go. Now 1 minute to go. All right, the short has triggered. That takes the long off the table. Push your entry down to 83. As it just touched it. It just touched 84. And we are in the session now. And it seems to be going up. And then coming back down. So we did trigger in to the short. And soybeans is still flat. And now we're heading down. Money management and target one. So that will be this will be a one and done session, and stopping out at 176. So one and done on the YM this morning. Nothing yet. And there's there's a long on soybeans. Plenty of time to get into it. That's our first trade on soybeans. Trying to push through session highs. All right, the YM is done. Soybeans is in the long. Unleaded gas for target 2 traders is in its second trade. It's got one money management trade. Look, trying to get to money management, that would be make it a POQ trade. And now a stop and reverse at 30, at 39, unadjusted. And since we're positive, looks like would be at 34 if we adjust. And that's going to put us right at the 20 SMA. So let's go 32. Yeah. Let's take it on down to 29. I don't like to make that big adjustment, but that one's tough. Yeah, 32 is probably the place to put it. And so far it's survived that. All right, nothing on the Russell. And we're still, the stop and reverse possibility is still there, but we're still in the long on unleaded. And they're reversing to short. Actually, I would go to yeah. This one's going to target 2, but there's money management. So we basically had a break-even trade on the long. So we're still positive, and this definitely. Did we get target 1? Target 1 is 16. We got as low as 16, so we've got target 1. Although that doesn't matter with target 2 trade. And it did stop out. So that does end our session with a very, very small profit. Two money management trades at break-even stops, and one stop and reverse at maybe a tick or so of profit. So got maybe 6 ticks out of that on the day. Our first trade, early setup was a beautiful short setup right at 9 o'clock. But that, in 3 seconds, it went from the setup to 3/4 of the way to money management. So I would say that one was not tradable. So we come back with the short that gets target 1 traders out. It hits target 1 and comes back for a 1 tick on the trailer. But that gets it. Target 1 traders POQ on the 1 and done. Target 2 traders had to take a couple more trades. But and just got barely positive. But both Target 1 and Target 2 traders went POQ this morning. And soybean stops and reverses to short at 503 even, and taking some heat now. That was hybrid mode keeping us out initially, but ending up in the short. And the Russell with a short that looks like it was probably avoidable. It was a full stop out. And we are in a long now in the Russell. Crude this morning. Pick up a trade at 15 seconds after the hour. And we got 14-second bar, so most likely, definitely in that, certainly on the next time down. Didn't ever hit the long entry, so that comes down, hits target 1 for 19 ticks, and then stops out on the trailer at at 77 from our entry at 89. So 12 ticks on the trailer, 16 on 19 on the target, 31 ticks on the day, one and done, or on that session. So we're one and done on the crude 9 a.m. mini session on Spotlight. And we've got another 20 minutes or so before we're looking at 10 a.m. session. And I basically stayed out of the pound Aussie this morning because the spreads were too wide. Spreads up until about 9 o'clock were running 5, 6, 7, 8 pips, even sometimes above 10 pips. So that's just too wide a spread with the size trades we're looking at to make it profitable to try to trade. All right, so let's take a look at where the micro NQ is. There we go. Okay, so it was in the short at 4 minutes after start time. I'm showing an Eastern time zone chart, but exchange time is actually Central time, so our start time would be 8:34 Central. And so we take a full loss on the long and then pick up a short that we are in currently. And I see a long enough pause in there that we have a fair chance of getting in that. We can examine it a little closer if you're actually testing that. So stop at 430 even. We have hit target 1. The Russell stopped out at break even and now in a short that just hit break even, or rather that looks like it just hit money management as well. Hit target 1. Oh, yeah, and it went through, so it got its 14 ticks. So And now moving down, I don't think we would have gotten stopped out, but it's possible. I think that was a pullback. Well, yeah, we didn't get to money management, so we wouldn't until after that. So there's target 3, so a win on the Russell, assuming we didn't get stopped out at break even. And the micro NQ, target 2 and target 3, trailing at 404 even now. So Russell and the MNQ with a initial loss, and now a very strong win. Targets 3 and 4 on the Russell, 52.6 for the trailer. MNQ targets 2, 3, and 4, and the trailer at 395.25, 395 and a quarter. And the spread's still running around 5 pips, so I'm going to stay away from the pound Aussie right now. Oh, that's going to be a better size trade. $52.1 on the Russell stop, 389 and now 386.50, 386.5 on the micro NQ. Ooh, we're having a tough time on the soybeans this morning. We got the initial long. Stopped and reversed to short, and now it looks like we've stopped and reversed. Well, actually, 0650. No, we actually are still in the short. We did not stop and reverse to long. Stop and reverse adjustment kept us short. The long is still the stop and reverse to long is still, and there we just triggered into the stop and reverse long. Although, well, yeah, well, okay, we're in it at the add-on entry. So that's where we triggered in long, and we are actually looking for this trade. No, excuse me. Oh, that's target 2. There's our money management right there, hiding on me. All right. Micro NQ stopping out at 362 and 3/4. And the Russell stopping out at 48.7. Market rather volatile this morning, now seeming to be pushing downward. We'd set session highs earlier, and now we're below the session open on all 3, coming close to session low on the Russell and on the YM, and about 2/3 of the way to session low on, and we've got a long trade. You got to work that one out. All right, so let's put some lines in here. horizontal line there, and another horizontal line at the stop. And then we want to put a vertical line at our entry. Then I will duplicate that in a new tab, and we will change it to a 5-second. All right. So there is our entry point. Went down to the stop first and then came back. So it's a valid trade. And that's all we needed to know. So we are in this long. "10 minutes to our 10 a.m. crude session." Crude's been kind of all over the map this morning as well. And a second loss on the long, now in a short on the MNQ. Nothing yet on the Russell. I'm afraid we never got back up to our entry on that one. That one moved not extremely fast, but it looked like it stayed below the entry after coming through, because we were 4 seconds down to here. And we got a 3-second bar and a 2-second bar. Unlikely those pulled back much. So I would say this is a no trade. And a break even anyway. All right, soybeans still in the long. And just kind of moving sideways along with the 50 EMA and the 20 SMA. Looks like we did get a crossover, and now we got a crossover back, or possibly, and there is a long trade. Time to get in. Definitely in. Russell is long, and it looks like spike to it, but I would say, yeah, and there plenty of time to get in that. So long on both the Russell and the micro NQ. Oh, I'm sorry, I've been looking at the chat. Hey, good morning, Pamela. Good morning, Trader Man. And that's loss number 3 on the MNQ. Strong winner on one trade, so probably very close to, if not positive, even with 3 losses. Got a very strong trade out of the second trade. And the Russell also stopping out for loss number 2. One note for those in here for next week, there is a holiday on Monday, so I will be in with my normal Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday schedule, except that the crude oil inventory report will be at 11 a.m. on Thursday next week. So we'll just have a regular session on Wednesday, and then our regular session Thursday, crude oil inventory report at 11. So 2 sessions on Thursday. All right, MNQ is done. And crude with a successful short, so that will not be a get in sync candidate come our 10 a.m. session in 6 minutes. Short on the Russell. $13-tick target. We need to go 1 tick beyond that to come to break even. Need a minimum of 14 ticks. YM kind of sideways, and the Russell challenging this stop. Getting close. 48.7, I think, is the stop, or maybe 48.6. Now 48.6, and it looks like we've gotten to 48.5. Within 1 tick of the stop, but still surviving. That would be loss number 3, and that would end the session for the Russell as well if this stops out. And there's the stop out, which ends the Russell session. Also likely to be a winner, or at least a positive session, but not extremely so with the 3 losses. One good solid trade. So we'll wait now for our 10 a.m. crude session coming up in under 4 minutes. Now, 3:15. Okay, there is a long that did trigger in. It is a get in sync at this point. Still a valid get in sync on crude. $2.15 to go. And down at the entry again. And we're getting close, and we're still sitting at the entry. Another minute to go. $30 seconds. $15 seconds. And it's pushing downward now. And we're in our session. And that stopped out. Okay, we've got a short at 78.13. Definitely in it. Okay, in the short. And taking heat on the short. Testing the 20 SMA. And I just have to see where it goes. Sit back and let the trade develop. Stop at 78.36. And the $50 EMA is now down. Looks like it's going to be down at 78.38. It's 39. So it's 3 ticks away at this point. There's a stop and reverse at 33. All right, let's mark that stop and reverse. Yeah, there's 33. So that's our stop and reverse point. Currently in the short. And now the indices moving upward again. The Russell into positive territory, the YM very close. Crude looking like it wants to go down, but not real sure about it. And we're still up above the session open. High of 79.14. So $2 range on the session, which is not bad at all. Plenty of room for trading there. Still not sure. All right, and there's two closes below the balance line. So the stop and reverse is canceled. So we're back to our short trade. And the 50 EMA is now moved below our stop. So I would go back to 36 stop. And there we go to target money management and target 1. So this will be a POQ session. POQ trade. Stop at 78.12. And stop to 78.12. So that's would be a break even stop. But we did get target 1 for 16 ticks. And we've been as high as 78.11. Let's see if it holds there and heads down anymore. Looks like the down move is kind of losing steam. Stop still at 78.12. Looks like it'll come down one more tick at the close of this bar, assuming we close below the balance line. All right, stop down to 78.11. Trying to push down past that previous swing low. More wait and see. Stopping out at 78.11. So that ends the session with a POQ. And that pretty much completes all the charts. Questions or comments? Okay. Thank you, Trader Man. Nothing from you. Uh-oh. Okay, I lost the chat for a moment. I am back now. You have a great weekend, Pamela. Everybody have a great weekend, and I will see everybody next Tuesday. Good trading tomorrow. And watch out Monday morning. Check on Friday, but we may crude and unleaded may roll over Friday, but most likely it should be Monday. And we will see everybody next week. Actually, markets will be open at least a half a day Monday, but you may or may not want to trade on the holiday. So have a good long weekend if you have off Monday, and we will see everybody Tuesday.